Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Rejoice, for this is the last Resident Evil review for you, the Cheap Shot Nation, by me, the Reverend, and hopefully you will listen to what I have to say, because this one is the worst, absolute worst film out of the whole series, and it was never good to start with. Watchable at best, and thank goodness this one is called The Final Chapter. But if movies have taught me anything, when something's called The Final Chapter, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the final chapter. Expect Resident Evil to go into space, but it has been a good 4 years since we've had a Resident Evil film, so I think just there together was 4 years in between the last one. That's the real evil here, people. Umbrella, no, they can see us. Called The Final Chapter, 2016. This one was directed once again by Paul W.S. Anderson, and it was also written by the guy as well. Consistency is the key here. He wrote all of them, didn't direct all of them, directed 4 out of 6 of them. But even he is not consistent in his own telling of the whole story. In this one, they reference, it's been 10 years since this happened. The first one happened in 2002. Unless you're playing it over 10 years, because some of them, go one after the other. Even then, it's really 10 years. And it's just, it's nonsensical crap. It really is. It wouldn't even be so bad if all the explosions and the fire and the crap CGI bats, that wouldn't be so bad if it actually made any sense. So in this one, Alice has got her powers back because Wesker gave her powers back because he needed her to do something. Then he got betrayed, but we didn't actually see that bit because that happened in between the 2012 Retribution and the final chapter. So we just got told about that. Oh, thank you very much, film, because I would have liked to actually have seen that little bit, because that made a big part of the ending of this story. Alice returns to where the nightmare began, the Hive, so she's got to go back to the Hive. And this time the Red Queen is going to help her. Where the evil Umbrella Corporation is gathering its forces. And by forces it means really bad recreations of stormtroopers, because they're just there to be shot and killed. Boom! That's what you got the zombies for. Why do you need black stormtroopers? Who knows? With umbrellas attached to their arms. To make a final strike against the only remaining survivors. So there's only, what does it say, about 4,000 survivors of the apocalypse. And the Red Queen says, no, you got to go and save the survivors. Well, why? Because you started it in the first place. I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to, but you did. Well, we can forgive you because you're played by a child. Yes, forgiveness is the key. Mila Jovovich plays Alice once again, and is just there for sex appeal. And Ian Glenn plays Dr. Isaacs quite well. He's quite maniacal, he's quite cynical, he's quite evil. I quite like him. He's the one who started it all in the first place. So him and the Red Queen put the system on lockdown, but it was Dr. Isaacs who released the virus in the first film. Ali Larter plays Claire Redfield. I can watch Ali Larter all day. quite frankly. Sean Roberts plays Wesker. I think that's a different Wesker again, isn't it? Who played Wesker last time? I can't remember. Elon Macken played Doc. Grazer James plays Razor. I'm sure that must be Fraser James. I don't know. Ruby Rose plays Abigail. William Levi plays Christian. Yeah, this was the most recent one I've watched. I really can't remember what happened in it because I switched off. I know there was a point where Alice was hung upside down and she killed everybody. That was at the beginning. At the end she saves everybody. I've just spoiled it for you, but you don't really need to see this film because it is that damn bad. There's a bit where they are at the top of a tower, and for some reason they've got this fortress, and for some reason they lower the gate, and the zombies get in. So that was quite a cool graphic actually, because they tip loads of petrol on them and then just light the petrol on fire. But why didn't the petrol, thinking about chemistry, the fire would have come up and lit the petrol cans on fire, so they would have been screwed anyway and everybody would have died. And that would have been a better end to the film, and that is my review. Anyway, lots of fire, lots of explosions, things happen. We go back to the hive again, third time out of the whole series. This time, you get to see that tech corridor that everyone remembers from the first one, including me, because that was a really cool part. You get to see that again. It's all burned up. Wesker's down there. He's holed up in there. You get to see an older version of Alice towards the end. Obviously, the protagonists win, the antagonist dies, and everybody's happy because we get no more Resident Evil films. We just get remakes of old games instead. So that's the thumbs up from me to the Cheap Shot Nation, and the thumbs up because we don't get any more Resident Evil films, and I don't have to watch any more. I could actually go and watch some decent films now. And it's something that I really want to do because I can't go to the cinema because they're all closed. Still got Bloodshot to watch actually. I've managed to pick that up. In light of everything, that was the last film I was going to go and see. Everything closed down before I could go and see it. And there you go. I'm going to give Resident Evil, the final chapter, the boot because it is awful. But I'm going to give it a nonsensical plot out of a giant CGI bat, a crap giant CGI bat, might I add. That's still there at the end, and I thought, there's a point where something happens and everything's supposed to be okay, but the crap CGI bat is still there. Why? Answer me that. Answer me in the comments section down below or on social media. You can go to Twitter, Facebook or Instagram. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and do all that kind of stuff. And YouTube, we're YouTubing, and we're doing okay. And that's because of you, the Cheap Shot Nation. So, I've been your host, the Reverend. This has been the final chapter, thank goodness, of Resident Evil. And I don't have to watch the films again. Goodbye.
Hiya.